Ontario PD gang stalking the entire time that I'm documenting the Ontario International Airport, hovering over this intersection, pacing with the people who are stalking with impossible light activity. Now, the Ontario Police Department is gang stalking perceptively with this demon stalking with light by helicopter. All right, and doing so, impossible light back here while a demon approaches over here. Impossible light. That's a demon. The Ontario International Airport is gang stalking as well. The entity is engaging in the elements of monitoring. The entire city is engaged in the pattern of conduct while I'm in Ontario. That's why when I'm in Arcadia, California, the entity is gang stalking the entire city of Arcadia. No matter what street I go to, no matter what dead end I park in, the entity is maintaining those elements of monitoring. And so the entity to engage in it by the Ontario Police directly is the Ontario Police Department engaging in the elements of monitoring as I'm documenting it, which is very foolish of them because they're going to be disbanded. They were gang stalking, engaging in elements of monitoring on video on May 29, 2025 inside of Tracy Banks' apartment. There's the fake moon. And they deviated. They were back here, so they flew out while I was speaking right now, and now they're flying over. That's the fake moon that they're in front of. And here's one shadow. Here's another shadow. There's another shadow. They're gang stalking. This is P.O.C. It is currently, and that's crossing paths with the people. 11:24. That's demonic pacing. Flying in this direction, driving in this direction in the engineer light. It's demonic. The entity is engaging in what is exhibiting impunity. The Ontario International Airport and the people of the state gang stalking together, crossing path in that specific environment. That's impossible light activity while a demon crosses path. Their headlights aren't reaching over here. Driving isn't causing any flashing of light on the wall. That the Ontario Police Department is exhibiting their demon possession to you while they're openly engaging what is gang stalking, criminal stalking, using the resources of a police department. And their stalking consists of what is group conduct, placement in the path while they're creating any method of any audible activity that you can hear, and they're doing it in an environment where the light is obviously peculiar, such as my one arm having three shadows, such as driving at a distance away from the wall and a flashing of light activity occurs over here. These are demons that are pacing, driving in this direction on the street and flying in this direction over me. In that environment, you're always looking at the sky space where the entity is maintaining ornaments in the sky that's supposed to be disguised as the sun, not the natural environment, especially when I document it and I show you that it's still there, like you saw today over the Ovid Family Community Library at 9 in the morning, and I walked out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's still over the Ovid Family Community Library if you paid attention to the documentation today. This is where the entity is gang stalking by helicopter. And this is the Ontario Police Department that has no expectation of surviving public exposure and a prosecution. And federal prison is what's required for Nathan Morgan, B. Hook, L. Martinez, and what is C. Torres, who are gang stalking, engaging in the elements of monitoring inside of Tracy Banks' apartment, which is the specific environment, literally her apartment. The entity maintaining all the elements inside and in concert with the people of the state that you see maintaining the elements of monitoring outside. That's what they're doing at Woodside Senior Apartments, like I documented. And the entity is engaged in gang stalking at Woodside and doing so by committing a kidnapping while they're gang stalking. So that's the entity that is pacing around in helicopter, and this is pacing on the ground all around me, and this is psychopathic behavior. They're stalking as a demon-possessed community. Stalking with light, stalking with noise, stalking as I go from place to place, and literally stalking with an environment that defies nature. And this is the unprecedented conduct of a police department openly exhibiting its mental illness and openly exhibiting its criminal engagement in conduct that is absurdly hypocritical with regard to wanting to be mistaken for law enforcement, which Mike LORENZ and the Ontario Police Department are not. It is currently, when you're looking at coming back around, 11:27 p.m. Right over here where I'm at, flying in circles over me last night at 1 o'clock in the morning, where the entity is engaged in what is audible activity of the sound of gunshots. The entity is engaged in the ongoing ritualistic conduct, summoning demonic spirits. They pray to Satan, and then they engage in what is flying in circles around me, following me around from place to place. They're doing so while their return to sender is going to consist of time in federal prison. The entity is engaging in the P.O.C. and the mental illness, the criminal conduct, the public corruption is what is at issue for the city of Ontario. incentivizing what is criminal conduct. That's unlawful behavior, and you're recognizing how you're recognizing how you are able to see and witness what is criminal surveillance. This is monitoring on communication devices and in an environment where the police department, where the government's maintaining unlawful surveillance, keeping American citizens under surveillance. And this is openly demonstrating mental illness. This is pacing. All right. So when I started taping, flying over on this side of my person while I was sitting over here, and then you're seeing the demon in the helicopter flying in this manner and pacing around in circles and still pacing. This is called stalking in the path. The flashing of the light of the helicopter is light activity as well. And the people of the state are stalking in the path. You can see on the ground, that's near 717 North Vine Avenue, who are gang stalking with the Ontario Police Department and also living in relevant position. So is 7-Eleven. So is the Ontario International Airport right now. It's just the Ontario Police Department is engaging in what is the perceptible means of the elements of monitoring: amplified helicopter activity, pacing in an aircraft at a low elevation, doing so, which is exactly what the Ontario International Airport were doing. They're sharing engagement in that P.O.C. The Ontario Police Department doesn't cease to be engaged in gang stalking when the Ontario International Airport is exhibiting what the Ontario Police Department is engaged in, and they do it themselves as well. This is that's the entity that is stalking in the path and is engaged in ceaseless stalking. This is the entity that has no authority under the law either. They are engaged in what is stalking, and then upon criminal monitoring, criminal surveillance, exercising authority under the law that they do not have. And that's also relevant to the kidnapping that was underway on May 29, 2025, which is why the Ontario Police Department, those 4 officers, are going to federal prison. The entity is exhibiting the details of their criminal conduct pursuant to precipitating in a kidnapping, and it's pursuant to what is criminal surveillance that they've been documented engaging in since 2018. Okay, it is currently 11:29 p.m. This is the entity that is indeed gang stalking. These are all the group conduct of the shadows around me, while the entity is maintaining this light activity and doing so while I am documenting it and exposing to the world what criminal surveillance looks like. Criminal surveillance is underway by the demon possessed, and the Ontario Police Department is a demon infected agency, which I have been exposing. I've been stating that, and I've already proven it a long time. There are plenty that are going to federal prison for it. I've documented their kidnappings. I've named them and documented the entire department, including the fake son over that Ontario Police Department. The entity is going to be disbanded and going to federal prison for kidnapping. And this impunity is relevant to that federal prison term. All right, the entity is engaged in what is stalking me all night. So you're not providing any authority under the law, and this is documentation of the Ontario Police Department's stalking myself. This is P.O.C. It's 11:30 p.m.